Okay, ma'am. A very good morning to one and all present here. Let this be a beginning in shifting our collective attitudes, in expanding our collective consciousness. This beautiful morning, I, Dr. Rupali Kadekar, welcome you all on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Management and Research. If the world is to be healed, the struggle for harmony and peace must be united one, with spirituality as its powerhouse and love and compassion as its guiding light. So, today, to guide us on the topic, let go, we have with us Dr. Sujata Vaidya. Also, we have with us Dr. Meghna Bhilare Madam, Director, DYP IMR, Dr. Vishal Badajkar Sir, Associate Director, DYP IMR, MBA HOD, Dr. Tejasri Ma'am, MC HOD, Dr. Shikha Ma'am, Mrs. Manisha Pawar Ma'am, my dear faculty colleagues and dear students. My heart is overflowing with love and joyous gratitude in welcoming our eminent guest, Dr. Sujata Vaidya, Director, Supra Health Solution LLP. Dr. Sujata ma'am is well known as a mystic storyteller and mentor. Madam is working as a life coach, soft laser specialist, integrative therapist. She also provides the health solutions. She is well known for her top skills like holistic health, healing, and energy healing. Ma'am has conducted awareness lectures and workshops for holistic and heart health at national and international level. On professional front, ma'am work on various angles like counseling, treating people, help people to find self-respect and renewed hope in healthier lives. Mind-body health, drugless therapies, integrative healing system, traditional healthcare, aura scanning, and human energy field balancing. Sanjeevan Kriya, these are some special areas of ma'am. Dr. Sujata has authored a book entitled Heart and Health Like Never Before. Ma'am has received various awards like Gargi Puraskar, Sanman Patra. She has also received Indian Pharma Award in the year 2017. It's a great pleasure to have you with us. Now, I would like to request our very own Dr. Meghna Bhilare ma'am to felicitate our guest, Dr. Sujata ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. I welcome you on behalf of DY Patil and very nice to have you today for this session for our faculty and students.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, I request Sujata ma'am to guide the audience.
Namaste, and Dr. Meghna, Dr. Shikha, Dr. Vishal, the entire DY Patil College, Management College, and the Institute Bigwigs. I thank you for this opportunity. And all good things should start with a word of peace through prayer. So can I request all of you to join me on mute, but pronounce this prayer at your own end. Okay, so with your hands folded, because this is a symbol of gratitude, with your eyes closed, as this is a symbol of humbleness, with your mind open, which is a symbol of receiving, let us thank this entire universe for giving us ourselves, the most important person in our lives, for giving us this opportunity to see the light we seek and this path which takes us deep within. So, join me in this universal prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Many years ago, when I learned this prayer from my masters, Must be at least 30, 40 years ago, not during school, but when I started my path on mysticism and spirituality. I asked my guru, saying this prayer is fine, but what is the value of saying Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times? Why say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti at all? So he said the entire struggle of mankind from the time he is born till even after he is dead or is reborn is the process of finding peace. And this peace is not really with the outside world, but this peace is within ourselves. We are all aware of the fact that there are so many disturbances around us. I think all of us are even currently living through this COVID pandemic days. But even before the pandemic, from the time you were little children, you knew that there was a struggle for being accepted in the family and society. And each time there was an examination, there was this stress to be able to pass, supposedly, to please your teachers and your parents. And you think of it like this. You get a pass mark on your report card when you cross 40%. But my teacher told me, do you realize by you passing with a percentage of 40%, 60% of what you should know, you don't know. And that is the struggle that we fight with ourselves deep inside of not knowing how we should achieve this standard of peace. Throughout my career and some time back, whatever I have to say stopped being a career and started becoming a passion. Then let me say, in my days of communicating my levels of passion with all the people around me, okay, came to that stage where it was necessary to tell people that whatever it is that you're searching for, whatever it is that you are striving to reach, does not depend on the outside world. It is entirely inside. The same situation has been faced by thousands of people, and you have thousands of different reactions to the same situation. Whom will you go to when you are in time of need? When you are in time of need, will it matter if that person has money? Will it matter if that person has got 5 PhDs? Will it matter that that person is 60 years old or older, has white hair, long beard? Will it really matter if that person belonged to a certain dharma, certain religion, that he was Hindu or Christian or Muslim or Jew or whatever it is? What really matters is that you find a solution to what you are seeking. And to find a solution to what you are seeking, you will obviously go to that person who can give freely, okay? Who is able to understand your situation and give you a way out. Most of the experts we have are talking about their own topics. They are not talking about what is disturbing you. When this became more and more apparent in my professional work, when I was dealing with terrible patients, I mean, like patients who failed with conventional therapies or post-operative procedures, I was dealing with such patients, near-death patients, or the families of people who had just died. When we come across such people, you come out to know that they are burdened not by the situation, but they are burdened by the perceptions they carry about the situation that is running deep inside them. That was the time when this idea of creating a series of talks and helping people understand that there is something more than what is apparent outside, and the solution to any problem can be seen with a new perspective. We all need help. Of course we do. We are a gregarious society. We are a people who are born amongst people. We are a people who live amongst people. We are a people who evaluate our success, our failures, our joys, our sorrows, depending upon the people who are around us, those who matter to us, those who influence us, whether positively or negatively. But what is most important is a state of peace that you find deep within. A person who is troubled in his mind rarely finds a solution. But a person who is able to look above the immediate situation, be that of joy or of sorrow, is able to face the next moment more confidently. We all take decisions in our life that maybe much later we will regret. But remember one thing, the human being has the intelligent capacity, has been hardwired to take decisions which are most comfortable at that exact moment. It happens so often with us. We think what I am thinking right now is the correct way to do things, in spite of what the people around us are saying, and we take a decision. And maybe later on in life, we turn around and say, if we had just listened to everybody, if we had just listened to experience and wisdom, and we had taken a different decision, this outcome may have been different. Very true. But remember one thing, the very fact that that kind of a thought has come to your mind means that nature has given you another opportunity to make a difference. A lot of people tell us about the goal we have to reach. Unfortunately, or maybe that is a part of our culture or modern times, that we are all talking about the end result. Very few of us really know how to reach there. So these series of talks approaches upon gaining that inner light, that inner power, that inner sense of peace and well-being. And what I have to share with you now in the next maybe for 30-40 minutes is a way to reach there. This is just one of the many ways that you can adopt. There's a saying in English, all roads lead to Rome. So it really doesn't matter which path you take. Once you know where you have to reach, you begin your journey. But what is more important, at least that is what our Shastra tells us, our Shastra or spirituality tells us, that this life is a journey. And if we are able to live each moment of this journey with a sense of humble peace, then the goal becomes incidental. Let us not think of the goal. Let us think of the journey. Let us enjoy and look at each day, each moment differently. So, let us see one way of enjoying this journey. I'm going to take you through a PowerPoint presentation, and it is a free-flowing rendition of my mental thoughts, which are targeted at all the names and faces I'm going to see on the screen. And yes, this is going to be a communication my words have with your subconscious. And you are likely to have a lot of questions. They are welcome because each question helps another person sort out his mind. And it adds a lot of value and color to this kind of a session, this kind of a communication. It's difficult to address questions on a large scale. We have over 150 participants here, but I'm looking forward to the chat box. And once I have shared with you the whys and hows, we are going to go through a meditative auto-suggestion, self-healing process of bringing us on the path where it becomes meaningful to understand the title, Let Go. Okay. Of course, with the permission of the management, your questions on email are also welcome. It will help me keep making such sessions better and valid, and also answer your queries. So I'm sharing my screen over here. At the same time, I'm putting on a little piece of music in the background, and I hope you can hear it. I presume you can. So this is a session titled Let Go. The name of my company is Supra Health Solutions. And the word Supra itself is beautiful. It began with a different reason, but later on one of the gurus told me that Supra means superb prana. It's a nice way of infusing energy into ourselves. This is a guided meditative healing session which is aimed at bringing across total health. What is the meaning of total health? It encompasses the body, of course, the mind, the soul, and of course, the journey. That's why total health. Let us remember a few things as we go along this path. That 99.99% of the times, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Like I said, when there is peace deep within, there is a certain sense of happiness and joy. And in a joyful state, the mind immediately looks for solutions. It looks for betterment of the future. But if there is resentment, if there is anger, if there is confusion, if there is fear within us, the situation around us seems to look like a threat. It seems to look like a challenge. It seems like a big question. So, when we are able to increase the spirit of goodness, when we are able to expand on the feeling of abundance of energy deep within us, then always, irrespective of the situation, we will always find something positive, a forward march, a way out, a way up and above, a way of giving rather than receiving. Remember one thing, we live as long as we had decided before we were born that we need the time to spend in the form of human beings to learn a lesson. Many of the lessons that we learn in our life are not taught in a classroom. They are also not a part of a race. They are definitely not a part of a difficult situation we are put through. The lessons we learn in life are those that change us deep inside. And when we are able to satisfy the first curiosity with which we are born, then every moment we feel that our life is content, is complete. The minute we feel this contentment, this completeness, this sense of peace, this brings in a depth to our life. Then the number of days we live is immaterial. It's completely immaterial. There is a saying in Hindi, "Tum jiyo 1000 saal, har din, har saal ho, so many days." But this is actually not the physical number of years that you live. This is actually the number of years you are remembered. Tum jiyo 1000 saal. You are alive in the heart and the mind of the people around you for thousands of years. And we always remember those people who leave behind a positive mark, who leave behind something that can transform our lives, be it positive or negative. In as much as we remember Hitler, remember, he had a very sound target that he started his work with. It got distorted along the way. It was maybe a negative mark, but we'll never forget him. Equally, you will never forget people like Krishna, Rama, who lived their lives, but today they are alive. This is the length of life. Some time back, a guru told me, don't worry about how you are living just now. You're too wrapped up in every day-to-day. Imagine, yesterday you died. Imagine. Tell me, how will people remember you today? That is the length of your life. That is what you need to achieve. And the earlier you learn this, the happier you will be in all your life. Because the truth is that you are energy. And energy in the form of light is easy to understand. The more light, the brighter you are. And do you know that the more objects that are lying around, they block this light. They create shadows. And these shadows are always those of doubt and fear and anger and ego, so many things. When we begin to shed these blockages, you will find that you are only pure light. And this is possible when we start on that journey that takes us deep within. This is a method, this is the journey that teaches you to let go those things that really don't matter. When we say we are energy, one question that should kind of haunt each and every one of us is simply this: who are we? Where do we come from? To make it sound simple, and if we get a little bit stronger with physics and chemistry, you see, if you can see the cursor, the little bit on your shoulder has a story. You break it down to the smallest part, you go into the depth of the genetic structure, it all boils down to energy. When you know you are energy, then everything else falls apart. What you need to do is learn to let go. And how do you do that? Where do you find this peace? Where do you find this strength? Where do you hear the words that tell you who you are? It's an inner calling. The other people around us can show us the path, but we have to walk it. A lot of people give us a lot of advice, but we should listen to that inner voice. People have built a lot of comfortable things around us, but if we have to do something, we have to rely on that inner strength. And ultimately, the goal of life is to be happy. And there's a difference between happy and peace. There's a difference between excitement and joy. We need to understand this difference. There is peace inside. We need only to know how to find it. And there is no goal here. There is no end. This state of binding with the inner calling, of finding abundant of strength, of finding that everlasting peace is our goal in life. For a fact, we carry too much. We carry too much at the age of 2. We carry too much a minute before we die. It doesn't matter how long we have. And only we are carrying the burden of everything that does not allow us to listen to that voice, to find the strength to do actually what is the journey that we need to take, and which deludes us from inner peace. What is this baggage that we carry? See, it's fear, it's blame, it's guilt, it's stories, it's shame, it's ego. It is the false sense of security of money. It is the false sense of security of relationships other than what we have with ourselves. It is the false sense of security of the degrees that we earn. All these are necessary. Yes, there is absolutely no doubt. But when you are sitting with yourself for a few moments of silence, then you are able to bind with the strength. And the strength is only there when none of these baggages bog you down. There are ways to continue with life. There are ways to earn billions of dollars. There are ways to achieve 1,000 PhD degrees. There are ways to have thousands of friends, thousands of awards, rewards, good things, and still remain aloof, because the most important and the most brilliant and the most powerful person with whom you have to bind is the one who is inside. The elements of nature have taught us that everything follows the laws of nature. We are all excited about the 5 master elements: earth, water, fire, air, space, breath. There are other elements that are less spoken of, which is time and space. There are those realms, dimensions of energy, of spiritual strength that encompass and tease us and question us and challenge us. And every time we move through these layers, the Shata Chakra, the Pancha Kosha, we find that all the answers were there. The minute we let go, you are ready to catch something new. If you want to climb up the 10th story, you're climbing up the stairs. If you don't leave the first story, how can you go on to the second one? The first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor of your building. If you don't leave the previous floor behind, you can never go to the higher floor. If you want to look beautiful, you need to have a bath. You need to let go the dust and grime on your face of yesterday if you want to do something new today. If you want to go to a new place, you need to leave the comfort of your home. If you want to meet new people, you have to break free from the catchment of old friends. It doesn't mean that you forget them. But every time you want to do something new, you have to remember that you need that the shackles of the old let go of you. This is only possible when you let go of the older things. Easier said than done. Because all of us, when we speak to one another, we are always comparing. We are comparing other people, we are comparing other situations, we are comparing yesterday, everything that happened some time back with where we are today. How many of us are willing to know all those things only as the foundation of the step that you stand on, leave it behind to take the next step ahead? As long as we grumble about what happened yesterday or the year before or 10 years ago, remember, your tomorrows are always going to be tainted. We need to let that element of time behind. As long as we continue saying that this is a rotten place, that things around me are so horrible, you will never find any peace. You need to let go of the shackles of the space, the comfort zones we have built around us, to be able to enjoy the newness of each moment, because space is relative. Time doesn't wait. The only thing that you carry with you is here and now, this minute, this moment. And what happens in this minute and this moment entirely surrounds the way you wish to think of it at this moment. And the minute we let go of both the sorrows and the joys of yesterday, we are ready to face a new moment. The minute we let go the success and the failures of yesterday, we are willing to experiment with this moment. Remember one thing, nature has provided you with everything that you can ever ask as a need. It has given you enough food, clothing, whatever Maslow's pyramids have taught you about the comforts of being a human being. It has provided. It has provided. Not only that, it has provided to even fulfill all your imaginary needs and desires. Ultimately, what is progress? It is creating something new. But it is not as if it comes out of nowhere. It was always there. You just manipulated it. In the same way, if you are able to manipulate the situation around you, remember that tomorrows can always be more comfortable. For this, I use the symbol of the tree because I find that the tree has so much to give. So let us understand what. How do we let go and still succeed? How do we achieve everything that we ever wanted by letting go? Seems to be a controversial statement, but there is a truth. Let us see. Remember, we are a gregarious society. Like the great forests, each one of us strive to reach out and fill ourselves with the sunlight, competing with one another. Not only above in the sky, amongst ourselves, and the roots that nurture us. But also remember that nature has provided us with more than anything that we can ask for. And we have to respect the cycles of nature. We have to respect the wisdom of cosmic laws. And these wisdoms tell us that there is more than what meets the eye. Can we see it? And how do we walk on this path? We need to regrow ourselves. Right from the seed is deep within. How will we grow new branches and new leaves? Only by shedding the old. Here, the tree lives on forever and ever and ever. At this stage, I would request all of you to be ready to go through a guided meditative healing session. There's not much I'm showing on the screen. You're welcome to keep your eyes open. But what I would like you to do is keep your heart open. Just listen to my voice and introspect. Think at the end of this session for the words you have heard and try to recognize how they can help you feel good for yourself. What is it that we really need to let go? So at this stage, I request all of you to be in the most comfortable sitting position you can find. Keep your hands clasped, one next to the other. If possible, and if time permits you, do get up, drink a glass of water. We are more than 70-75% water, and water is the medium through which our thoughts and actions flow. Sounds funny, but it is true. And every time you drink water, remember, you have a chance of transforming your life. But this is for another session. Today, let us simply see how the tree teaches us to let go and an opportunity to transform ourselves, to coming closer to that goal that we have set for ourselves from the time before we were born. It is in your deep subconscious. The very fact that many successes don't stop you from trying more to achieve something different and new is because your core is asking for a different goal, asking for a new journey and path. And that's where we are going today. So sit back, take a deep breath. If possible, keep your eyes closed. As you breathe, you will notice that the inhaled air is cool. As you exhale, you will notice this very air is warm. we will use the power of imagination to be able to imbibe the words hereafter, become meaningful to us. We were each born of a seed. Let us think that this seed is in our deep heart, our core. It is not important that this core be closer to your heart or your belly. It's not important. What is important? That it shines bright like a living, throbbing light. This is your seed. Every time you inhale, imagine that you're inhaling all the experiences of your life. It helps this seed grow into a sapling, a plant, and a tree. Every time you exhale, simply relax your body. You inhale and you're adding the strength of prana and light to the seed. Every time you exhale, you remember memories of childhood. Some are good, some not so good. As you exhale and recall these memories, imagine that each year of your life is a branch in the tree that grows from deep root. As you exhale, there are certain times in your life that have left a strong impression. These are the greater branches to your new form and being. Each day that you lived, each memory that you had is a leaf on this branch. Inhale and add light and life to the core of your being. As you exhale, this tree grows larger. Every section of the tree reflects an important moment. Maybe the moment when you won an award, the moment you shared with a loved person, the moment you saw something that transformed your thoughts, the moments when you were fearful, the moments you were angry, the moments that helped you win a war, a struggle, the moment when you found the whole world look up to you, the moment when you learned something new. There are those leaves that are very painful. There are moments which have left a deep scar. There are moments that have brought joy. Every time you even think of those moments now, it brings a smile to your face and mind. This tree grows. It carries so many memories. Remember, as the tree grows larger, so do roots. We would like our life to be full of fruits that are sweet and enjoyable. But remember, the most tangy and memorable fruit, the lemon, also is sour at the start. The things that have challenged you may fruit into something very beautiful and sweet in time to come. Because it is only based on our failures that we really learn. It's based on the pain and the injuries we suffer that we learn to protect ourselves. Each memory is important. Each memory is transformational. All of these are the leaves and the fruits that have grown on the tree of your life, here and now. What you are looks like this: deep roots, tall branches, green and yellow leaves, some fruit that are sweet and some that are sour. These are all based on the strength of the roots. They reach out. And remember, the taller the tree, the deeper the root. The stronger the tree, the wider the root. And remember one thing: these roots hold on to the nurturer, Mother Earth. They build on the touch of the roots of other trees. We need everybody. We need every experience. Remember, the depth of the root, that is your foundation of how deeply you are imbibed with your inner ore, really matters in the days of challenges, the storms. The survival of the tree does not depend upon how beautiful and shining the fruit are, but it depends very much on the strength of how you can withstand a storm. And this only matters on the depth of the roots. These roots are those lessons we have learned, remaining grounded and one with cosmic divinity, one with the light from within. The seed will flourish when the roots are strong. But what the world sees is the fruit and the leaves, the beauty of the relationships you have with other trees. But what really matters is deep inside. Here at this moment, I encourage each and every one of you to think of those days when, for survival, the tree has to shed and let go of all its leaves, the weak branches and the twigs. Now, as you inhale, add light and prana to the core of your own being. And as you exhale, practice this every moment you have an opportunity to let go of a memory. Breathe in deep. Let go of the time way back in your childhood that was very happy. Today, the terms of happiness are different. If you compare it with the past, you will remain searching. Breathe in deep. Fill yourself with the prana of life, the force of light, and let go of a memory that could have pained you. It is the past. Even a scar hides and remains unhurt. As a practice, breathe in deep. As you exhale, in your mind, be it with pure conviction for yourself, you do not have to share with anybody what this memory is, which leaf it is that you are letting go. It doesn't matter whether it is important to another or not. Remember, The most precious of memories, be they be happy or sad, are holding you back. Breathe in deep. Let go of a memory. It shakes us to our core. But be free of the burden of rewards. Breathe in deep. Let go of the person who pained you. The burden of pain, guilt, and anger only restrict the moment of happiness which is right there in front of us. Breathe in deep and let go all those memories of confusion, of newness, of oldness, of darkness. Breathe in deep, and as you exhale, let go of your achievements, the awards you won yesterday. Try to think that they did not belong to you, that today you are fresh and ready to receive more. The awards of yesterday were valid only till yesterday. A full cup cannot receive more. Empty yourself. Remember an occasion that pained you. Every time you breathe in, fill yourself with light and love and prana. And as you exhale, clearly see the people who have pained you. Remember one thing, that those who take from you are lacking in it. You are stronger. You can easily give. Breathe in deep and choose a single person, any person who you know has hurt you. Every time you exhale, now reach out with this abundant light, prana and love from the core of your seed and fill that person with the same light, love and prana. At this minute, you need not think differently. But when that person in your mind is saturated with this light, love and prana, you can shed it easily. Remember, you are abundant within. The more you give, the more you will receive. Know this for a fact. Now, think of the person who fills you with joy, who fills you with happiness, who fills you with that excitement of peace. When you breathe in deeply, you fill yourself with the cosmic divine light, but also the memory of love from this person. Now, as you exhale, give that person more love, more light, so that person can still fill you up with more joy. But when you can see this person is overflowing with love and light from you, let go. They don't go anywhere. They are there in your mind. Even at this very moment, the people you love and hate both are not there in front of you. They are in your mind. So when you breathe in and fill yourself with light and love from the cosmic divinity and pass this energy of love and light to both these kind of people, what you are doing is creating abundance in your own environment. And when you can see them overflowing, let them flow. Breathe in deep. Fill yourself. And for a very difficult time, very difficult moment, let yourself go. Breathe in deep. Fill your core with light and love. And now radiate the same light and love to yourself, to your body, to your own personality, to everything that you call your own, your hands, your eyes, maybe your mind, your intellect. And from the deep core of your own being, let yourself go. Your core seed is overflowing with this cosmic divine light. And by, you can find that you're not bogged down by yourself. You fill your own light, you fill your own body, you fill your own mind, your experiences, your rewards, your punishments, your people, your goals in life, your education, your knowledge, your intellect. Fill it with light and love. And let go. It is only when we are overflowing with the abundance of this divine light and we really let go of ourselves, our attachments to ourselves as a body, as an ego, as a personality, then we give ourselves a chance to spring forth a new tree of absolute peace and abundance. You can grow forth when the old one, self, has let go. The whole cosmic divinity recycles. Our memories are renewed, so are our bodies. Everything can change. It will change when we let go. The people in our lives, each do need the light and love that shines from deep within. The people who have meant something to us, the events for which we have struggled, put in our sweat and toil, let them go. Fill it, the people, the occasions, the events, the time, the space, the material property around you. Fill it with the abundance of the light with every exhalation. Every time you breathe in, you're breathing in the divinity of cosmic proportions from times immemorable, from spaces beyond imagination. You can feel the energies of the entire universe come deep within. And every time you exhale, you fill every person, every event, every material aspect every emotion, those happy moments, those sad moments, the people who bring you joy, the people who make you cry. Fill them all with this light. You can become this tree that can rejuvenate the whole universe. Every moment you spend in breathing in light and life to another, you shine through it. Let go. Remember, there is much more, much more. And to be actually able to see it, we need to look beyond ourselves. We are not alone, and at the same time, the only person who really matters is the self. And the self is definitely not the people around us. The self is not the memories of the past. The self is not the challenges of the future. The self is not the money. The self is not the grandeur of material gain. Self is much beyond. When you give abundantly, remember, you become like the sun who gives unconditionally. Out of the 24 hours in the day, if you can spend even 15 seconds of being in that position of giving unconditionally, you will find that it is only the person who has who can give. You fill yourself with that peace. Like bubbles, let these memories shine and flow away. Like these bubbles, let the people around, the occasions of every day, the efforts you have put in yesterday, let them flow away. By letting go of memories, of expectations, of the pain we keep in our mind, you will be brimming and overflowing. Let the tears flow. They have the power to clean all the channels that shone the brilliance of the soul within. You are beautiful. You are abundant. No one can take away from you your experiences, and these experiences are not tangible. They should only give you the wisdom of dealing with the next minute. So let go this loneliness. Let go this attachment. Free your mind, and the best way to let go is to give unconditionally. There is so much more to learn how. There are many dimensions we can familiar ourselves with of learning to become bigger, brighter, higher, and more peaceful. You are pure energy. By letting go all those memories, people, expectations that create blocks, and allowing you to shine forth, you will become much more powerful. Ultimately, you are perfect. You are light. You are abundant. Let go. Slowly and steadily. Be conscious of your breathing. Open your eyes. Very often we find that maybe we stop breathing. Take a deep breath. Relax your body, your shoulders. Fold your hands together. And with the chant of Om, each Om, bless this universe. With the first Om, bless anything, everything that you know and you don't know, that which has influenced your life. With the second Om, bless and show light to everything that could possibly influence those which have transformed your life. The earth, the elements, the gods, the demons. And with the third Om, recognize and bless yourself, the light deep within. Take a deep breath. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sure everybody is still in a haze.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome everybody to stay in that phase. Close your eyes, sit back, give yourself a few more moments. Keep breathing in deeply. And with every exhalation, bless yourself. You are special. You're full of light. Let go anything that holds you back, both your success and your failures. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Meghana, Dr. Shikha. Thank you, Rupali.
One of the happiest moments in life is when you find the courage to let go of what you cannot change. Again, I will repeat. One of the happiest moments in life is when you find the courage to let go of what you cannot change. Yes, a very blissful morning to everyone. Today's, I can say, spiritual personality, Dr. Sujata ma'am, Dr. Meghana ma'am, Director DYPIMR, Dr. Vishal sir, Associate Director DYPIMR, Tejashri ma'am, HOD MBA, Shikha ma'am, HOD MCA, Manisha ma'am, my dear faculty colleagues and dear students. I, Dr. Priyanka, take a privilege to propose a vote of for such a mind-blowing and relaxing session. Let go. Ma'am, last 40 minutes of meditation with your soothing voice and a very peaceful music helped us to release our past struggles, mistakes. You make a room for something new to emerge. I, on behalf of DYPIMR, to thank you for realizing that the world is full of amazing and exciting opportunities, and it is waiting to be discovered and making us awake about new experience which will be knocked at our door when we allow ourselves to close the old one. Ma'am, I am grateful to you
for such an eye-opening session, ma'am. Thank you so much. I sincerely thank our management for arranging this type of session, which help us to discover dreams, joy, and happiness, which will empower us that we can do for ourselves. I would like to conclude today's session with a meaningful quote. Every day and every moment is a chance to let go, to open ourselves up to a new experience, and to take our actions to create meaningful future. Ma'am, we look forward your association in.
Welcome. I look forward
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
it.
Thanks a lot for being with us today and guiding our students, which is much needed for this age group. And I hope our students have also liked this session and really will arrange your more sessions like this series you are seeing. Definitely we'll have your session series in the coming days. We'll coordinate. And thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you. Welcome. And thank you for this opportunity. Have a good day. Have a wonderful future.
Thank you, ma'am.